We got an amp here that's making all these popping noises, and I'm suspecting a bad tube. I gotta find out which tube it is. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're gonna check the bias on this tube to see if it spikes and see if it gets to 35. Voltage is still at 44, 43. Okay, you can see it spiked and you can hear the pop, or maybe you can't, but it's popping and it's rising pretty fast. It may even pass 35, which means that this tube, there it goes. This tube is a bad tube. So here I have a bias checker, and what I want is about 35 milliamps. I'm also checking the voltage. Should be at about 45, but it really depends on how many milliamps these are, so I had to lower a bit to get it to 35. So far so good. It's going to keep rising as it warms up. If it rises too fast, it's going to pop. Now these three measured okay, but they are all measured about 35. This one's a little cold, but I'm not going to increase the bias just for this tube. I want to make sure that these are protected, because if they're too hot, they're gonna burn out. And it's recommended that they all have the same milliamps, but these tubes are not a matching set. There's actually two sets in here, which is not recommended, but it will work. See, it's still climbing. The rule of thumb is, 5 milliamps off. Right now I'm at about 6.5. It's not going to make it. It'll climb, but it's not going to make it all the way to 35. But there's no popping, which means that this tube works. Let's try another tube. Okay, let's try this tube. I think it's warming up too fast. But it was steady. It didn't pop. Looks like these guys are going to be the set.